Hello viewers, the main objective of today's lecture is to make the students of Bachelor of Visual Arts Dance Odyssey aware how the artists in visual arts follow the textual references in form. I will discuss some of the images of Vishnu from North India to clear the content and form. Far-reaching changes were being introduced in the religious attitudes of the Indo-Aryans some centuries before the beginning of the Christian age. Sacrificial ritualism, the main feature of Vedic religion, though not discontinued, was getting reoriented. The ideologies of the previous settlers of India were also being slowly absorbed by the Aryans, which played a substantial part in the gradual transformation. There appeared a number of religious systems, some of which centered around historical persons like Vasudeva Krishna, Buddha and Mahavira, while others developed around such mythological entities like Shiva, Shakti and Surya. It is interesting to note the important aspects and emblems of Vishnu on coins and seals. Unlike Shiva, Vishnu is very rarely shown on early coins and seals. The earliest representation of Vishnu on coins is to be found on the coins of the so-called Panchala chief Vishnu Mitra, 1st century BC. Here, the two-armed image of Vishnu inside two elliptical halos appears on the Chakra Vikrama type gold coin of Chandragupta II. Another example is of the chakra emblem on the coin of the Vrishni-Ghana and on that of the Kauluta chief Viryasana. The Tala and Meena, means Makra, Dhwaja symbols also are sometimes found on a few ancient coins of North India. The Varaha Avatara of Vishnu is also used on the silver coins of the Gurjara Pratihara King Bhoja, which were known as Adi Varaha dramas. The earliest sculpture representing Vishnu in the anthropomorphic form belongs to the Kushana period. It is crude with less ornamentation. A number of statues of the deity are found round about Mathura, which was the center of Vasudeva worship since very early times. The deity is shown with 4 or 8 arms. He sits in Ardha Priyanka pose on a cushion. Sometimes the deity is represented as standing in Samabhanga pose. The two images of Vishnu are in the collection of Mathura Museum. These images have been identified as Virata Rupa of Vishnu. One of them carries a rock-like object, a sword and a cluster of arrows in the right hands, while the fourth one is bent and placed in front of the chest. The second one represents Vishnu with his left foot bent and the right firmly planted with identical attributes in his right hands, in addition to the conch in one of the extant left hands. The former image wears a typical headgear, a thick vanamala, and numerous ornaments. The third image, which is in the collection of the State Museum, is also eight-armed. He holds a bunch of arrows in his right hand, in distinct objects in the other two hands, and the fourth right hand is placed on the chest. The deity resembles the Mathura figures and may be assigned to the Kushana period. Some of the Vishnu images are from the late Kushana period. The Garuda Asana Murti is shown seated on Garuda with the usual attributes of Vishnu. The Padma Asana Murti shows Vishnu with a conch in the front left hand, a discus in the back left, a mace in the back right, and the fourth is held in the Abhaya Mudra. In all these statues, the deity is adorned with the typical ornaments which tally to the Bodhisattva statues. He wears ear pendants, armlets, wristlets, charkyu. The foliated crown is simple and slightly tilted to the back. His neck is adorned with hara, thicker in band with a gem in the center. An image in the Mathura Museum is of Vishnu Vasudeva with Samkrasana Balarama. This image represents the Yuha members of Vasudeva family as referred to in the Panchratrika Samhitas. The sculpture partially tallies with the description of the Vishnu Dharmottara, which mentions similar four-faced and eight-armed image of the deity representing Vasudeva, Samkrasana, Pradumna, and Aniruddha. In the Gupta age, an image of Vishnu representing the highest attainment, spiritual consciousness. The oval-shaped face is imbued with peace and serenity. The lotus-shaped eyes seems to be half closed as in deep meditation. The nose resembles the beak of a parrot, and the neck and conch shell. The torso is broad in the upper part and attenuated in the lower. The lips are thick and the ears are elongated. An image from Chuse, now in the Allahabad Museum, represents Vishnu with the conch in front left hand, discus in the back left, mace in the back right hand, and the fruit in the front right hand. The deity wears a crown with Prabhavali. It may be assigned to circa 5th century AD. An image from the same region represents the deity with all hands broken. It is in the collection of National Museum. In the Bharata Kala Bhavan, Banaras, 2 images represents the bust and head of Vishnu, respectively with Kirti Mukta, and may be placed in the century 4th, 5th AD. The seated images of Vishnu in the Mathura Museum are in Lalitasana pose and in squatting postures. The deity holds a mace in the back right hand, a discus in the back left, a conch in the front left, and the front right is held in Abhaya Mudra. He wears Kirti Mukta, ear pendants, a kavali with armlets. A plain halo is shown behind his head. The image appears to be of the 5th century AD. The Vishnu images in the Mathura Museum mostly holds a mace in the back right hand and discus in the back left hand, conch in the front left hand, and the 4th one is held in Abhay Mudra. The Kamodki and Chakrapusha are shown in his front hands. An image in the State Museum from Kankali Mount, Mathura, Vishnu is standing in Samabhanga pose, wearing Patra Kundla, Vajanti Mala, Ikkavali, and Yajno Pavita. The halo behind the head is beautifully decorated with concentric bands. It may be assigned to 5th, 6th century AD. The Gupta image of Vishnu partially tally with the description of the Vishnu Dharmottara, which states that the image of Vishnu should be one-faced, holding discus, mace in his 2 hands. In another verse, it records that the image of Vasudeva should be 4-armed, beautifully executed, having all the elements of Indian beauty. The deity should wear a Kirti Mukta, Vanamala, Angada, Kayura, Kati Vastra, Yajnopavita, and lotus-shaped halo. He should carry a full-bloomed lotus in his right hand and a conch in the left. On his right, the Gada Devi, and on the left, Chakrapusha should be executed. The deity should place his 2 hands on their heads. The later Gupta period, the art was wanting in sublime ideas in the sculptor, who more or less was following the rules of canons for modeling sculptures. The image of Vishnu from Deogarh, belonging to 7th century AD, represents a fine piece of art. It is a Sathanika image of Vishnu in Samabhanga pose. He wears fine drapery, Kirti Mukta, Vanamala, Hara, Kankana and Kajura. The deity carries a conch in the left hand and the front right hand is held in Abhaya Mudra. It tallies to the description of the Brihat Samhita. In the medieval period, the art was stagnant due to losing sublimness. The contours became hardened with the growing linear sharpness. More ornamentation is one of the necessary component of the image. The image is still proportionate and balanced with more conventionalized and still treatment. The face is circular with longer nose, thinner lips, bulging eyes and prominent chin. This stylization continues in 11th to 12th century AD, giving rise to stiffness. The stereotyped figures having no creative thinking to add new ideas. Most of the images appeared disproportionate by the end of the 12th and 13th centuries AD. Apart from the above images, another classification of Vishnu images can be made in the following order. Simple form of Vishnu, Dasa Avatara, Chatur Vimsati, minor avatars and manifestations of Vishnu, Garuda and Ayudha Purushas. The medieval images of the deity are subdivided according to their sthanaka, means standing, asana means sitting, and syana means reclining positions. Their further divisions are yoga, bhoga, vira, and avicharikya, each with uttam, madhyam, and adhama varieties. These varieties are to be worshipped by devotees with different objects in view. Yogi should worship the yoga form of Vishnu. Those who desire enjoyment should worship the bhoga form. The Purvas desires the vira form, and those who want to conquer the objects of their life and own the victories on their enemies, the abhicharika form. The early beginning in nature, its philosophical content, its foundations, its various classical interpretations in the different regions of India, its comprehensive language of gestures, and its close relation with timing, rhythm, music, and dramatic interpretations that give the Indian dance its distinctive character. The numerous images of Vishnu in art follow the ancient Indian texts with deep understanding, meanings. For example, the hand gestures, the asanas, the bhangas transcribe the language of not only dance, music, drama, but also the psychological working of mind. The various forms of Vishnu in ancient Indian sculptures under the title Vishnu Images in North India weave new interpretations for the dancers through the visual language. Thank you very much.